Last week's game was an absolute piss poor effort against the Gold Coast. Tonight against Port Adelaide, 4 to 5 minutes was horrible, but the rest was very good. I liked the effort, especially from the young guys. Like Bailey Scott didn't get much, already got it. He did something with it. Nick Clark, he got Scott shut down again. But that mark he took in the last quarter, that was good. I really like that one. Ben Mackay, his game on Dixon. All those negative comments I've seen about Ben Mackay, about that he isn't up to it, he's no good. And back-to-back weeks, he has a great effort. And this time, he actually stops Dixon, who's meant to be the best forward in the league out of him and Hawkins. Well done, mate. This is what I want to see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him next year. But speaking of players for next year, please, can we just stop the experiment with Mason Wood? It's over for him. It doesn't matter if he's best on ground for the next 2 weeks. He's gone. Get rid of him. Marley Williams, a turnover specialist, it seems like. When I say to get rid of him, who to replace him with in the side? Would probably put Campbell in at least. And with Marley Williams, okay, let Tom Murphy play for the rest of the year. At least he's a kid. Marley Williams, he's had it. It's like Sean Atley. I forgot he was playing. When I saw him in the last quarter, I thought, oh, I forgot Atley was there. That's the amount of effect he had on the game tonight. He had his disposal efficiency. Gee, I'm mumbling now. Was really high last week. He hardly missed a target. Tonight, he hardly had the ball. Like I said, I forgot he was playing. All these so-called veterans of the club, the experienced players, they're the ones making all the mistakes, like Jed Anderson, for example. When he's not tackling, what is he doing? Getting the ball and turning it over. Like the very first possession he had in the third quarter, the handball. He could have gone straight to a running pass LDU. Nah. Gets it right in front of I don't know who the Port Adelaide guy was, but it was cracking it. That was just horrible. That Anderson really annoys me. It's just like Josh Walker. He rubs me the wrong way, that guy. However, tonight, though, it looked like he actually had a full dose of his Ritalin because he was on point tonight. It was weird not seeing him in defence. It was good actually seeing him up forward. He had a target that could actually mark it. Unfortunately, the ball wasn't delivered there properly. Like in that second quarter, for example, there was 3 occasions when as soon as they got the ball, there was someone running into 50 on their own. What did they do? They stopped. We'll kick it sideways instead. Can you stop that, please? Take the game on. You win next week, you're going to be 17th. You lose, you're 17th. Just play on. Forget it. Come on. Make something happen. It'll be great. Last year, they were taking the game on and they were winning. They were actually in the contest. This year, I know, we'll kick it sideways and just hold it up. Let's play possession footy. It's horrible. It's just bad, boring football. It sucks. That Flynn Perez, him being tackled down by Charlie Dixon. Then he pops up and he goes for a smother in the next contest. That was brilliant. He has to play for the rest of the year. That was just fantastic. I love seeing that desperation from the kid. Cancer, he didn't do too much tonight. Lockie Hasey, can we all just agree he's not AFL standard? If he's playing next year at the club, they must really love him, or he has some photos of Reece Shaw going down on someone or something. Ed Vickers-Wills, he wasn't as prevalent tonight, if I said that word properly. But he's got a future if he can keep his body, if his body doesn't break down, I should say. Like said, Jed Anderson, he annoys me with his disposal. It's just horrible. LDU, oh gee, I've been the one who's always bagged LDU. I just didn't understand the appeal. This last month, the last 5 weeks, except for his Collingwood game and last week, he has been really, really impressive. With that Collingwood game, he took on Scott Pendlebury and got caught. I'm glad you tried, but it's Scott Pendlebury. Come on. Scott Pendlebury is one of the best midfielders in the competition. You're going to be one of the best midfielders of the competition. Yeah, he just looks like an absolute gem, that LGU. It's just unfortunately he has no pace. If he could run quick, he would be one of the best players we'd ever see. Sean Higgins, what's happened to him? He hasn't been... Yeah, he's gone downhill. He was one of the best players in the league, and now he's there, and that's it. Well, it doesn't matter what he does this year. North aren't going to go anywhere. Luke McDonald's having an outstanding year. It's been great. He's locked down, I think, is his name Robbie Gray? This is how much I know about Port Adelaide players. I don't even know who they are. Nothing knows, I've got no clue. Oh, who's another one? Robbie Tarrant. That's Robbie Tarrant. He's always a star. One of the most underrated players who ever played the game. Trent Dumont. I see mixed calls about him. I reckon he's got it. I reckon he's going to be one of the big stars in the team who does his job. He's not going to win the game for you, but he's going to be there supporting. Jared Pollock, he's up and down. If he's not, if you don't let him play on the outside, he's going to be useless. If you want him to go into the packs, he's not one of those players. He's not a guy who's going to put his body on the line. Not everyone can be Cam Zuha. Oh, Bailey Scott, he just needs some size on him. He's too small. That tackle where he got holding the ball, come on. That guy, he's got no muscle on him just yet. As soon as he puts on some muscle, he's going to be able to break those tackles. It's going to be fantastic to watch. Jack Zeeble, I've never been high on him, but it was great to see him back. It was just unfortunate that he got hurt from a hit from Butters, of all people. Yeah, next week, he gets a hit like that, he's not even going to feel it. He'll be much harder then. Speaking of Butters, that hit on Simpkin, if he doesn't get rubbed out for that, there is something seriously wrong with the AFL. That would actually prove the things I've been saying, that the AFL is not a competition, it's a business. They've got to look after the teams who are about to play finals. They can't have one of their stars out. Just look at what they've done with Richmond. The amount of times a player for them should have been rubbed out. Instead, they got a fine. It shows they're looking after the top club that gives them money, that gets everyone watching. If you think I'm being stupid there, Richmond have over 100,000 members. North Melbourne have under 40,000. Which club is going to give the AFL more money, more exposure? Richmond. So, of course, you've got to keep that club and the supporters happy by keeping their stars playing. Port Adelaide, they're going to be in the finals. They are the Collingwood of South Australia. You either love or hate them. So they're going to... that Butters, he's playing next week. I don't believe he's going to be taken out. He's not going to be rubbed out, even though Simpkin didn't come back on the field. Yeah, Butters, you'll play next week. The AFL, they've got to look after the teams who are going to be playing finals, unfortunately. Todd Goldstein, it's unfortunate what's happened this year, because he's just proven once again that he's one of the best ruckmen in the AFL today. It's all about Brodie Grundy this, Brodie Grundy that. Goldstein's better. But of course, he doesn't get mentioned. He's wearing blue and white and not black and white. Gee. Tonight's effort, I actually really enjoyed the game. It was great. Seeing those young kids, once again, that Ben Mackay, fantastic game by him. Flynn Perez showed a lot of promise. LGU, it's starting to look, it's starting to be, how can I describe this? When he gets the ball, it seems as though time slows down. Not many players in the competition have that ability. Like Nick Dalsano in his heyday, time seemed to slow down once he got the ball. Scott Pendlebury, everyone seems to stop when he gets it. LDU, it's starting to get that now. It looks like players are starting to slow down when he has the ball. And it seems like time slows down when he gets the ball. And this is really entertaining to watch. I wouldn't mind seeing him being able to hit a few more tackles. And if someone can inject some speed into... Could you imagine LDU with Sean Atley's speed? That would be breathtaking. That's a run through the centre. There's no way anyone would catch him if that was Sean Atlee. Oh boy, if he had Atlee speed, he'll be one of the best players we'd ever see. I can't believe I'm talking so highly in LDU. June, I used to bag him. Nick Larkey, he's had a bad few weeks. So what? Have a look at Drew Petrie. Remember the years where he was playing every single week, and there was a particular game at Etihad Stadium when it was Docklands or whatever the hell it was called back then. 30 metres out or 40, didn't even make the distance. It was all the Northern boys were complaining that he's in the side. A couple of years later, he's one of our favourite sons. Give Nick Larkey time. He's going to be just fine. It's like Ben Brown, all this negative talk about him, so you've got to keep him. He's had the worst year out of all the AFL players. With what happened with his wife, and if you don't know what happened, have a look at his Twitter, you'll find it. Let's have a look at their Twitter, you'll see. The AFL are never going to bring that up, and it's a good thing they haven't, because, if that happened to any one of us, we'll be heartbroken. So the fact that he actually played footy under that mental state, I don't know why he played. He shouldn't have been playing. He'll be fine. Next year, he'll be good. So, now, got to keep that guy. Tonight's game, I enjoyed it, despite the last, it was just the 4 or 5 minute lapse. Outside of that, no, it was awfully great, because have a look at Port Adelaide's injuries compared to North Melbourne's. Who are they missing? I personally do not know, except for Westhoff. That's the only player I would notice that wasn't there. Where North have, 10, maybe 11 players out for the season, and they've got 28, 27 players to choose from. Great effort. The fact they got a VFL side there, lost to the team that's probably going to win the minor premiership this year. Not the premiership, just the minor premiership. They'll probably end up top of the ladder, they'll stay there, and outside of those 4 or 5 minutes, very good game. They outscored him in the last quarter. Yeah, a lot of positives in this one. I liked it.